Students of 11th class, our today's topic of botany, it is plant tissue. पहले हम देख लेंगे कि what is tissue. Tissue system is a tissue system is a tissue or group of tissue derived from portion of meristematic which perform a similar function in plant body respective of its position. So far as in case of plants, Sykes in 1875 recognized the three plant tissues in plants. First is epidermal tissue, second is ground tissue, and third is vascular tissue. First is epidermal tissue. So far as this epidermal tissue is, this epidermal tissue is also epi means upon, derma means skin. That means epidermis is the outermost protective layer of the primary plant body. जो प्लांट बॉडी होती है इसकी outermost जो कवरिंग होती है, प्रोटेक्टिव कवरिंग होती है, outermost जो सबसे बाहरी होती है, तो उसी को हम एपिडर्मिस कहते हैं. तो सो इस इट इज़ नोन एज मतलब एपी मीन्स अपॉन, डर्मा मीन्स स्किन. जो outermost कवर होती है या स्किन होती है उसको हम कहते हैं एपिडर्मिस इन केस ऑफ प्लांट्स. It is usually single-layered. However, a multi-layered epidermis occurs in the leaves of some tropic plants. In case of some tropic plant, there is multi-layered epidermis. Plant tissue system, also called a tegmentary tissue system, covers the outside of plant in a single layer of cells called epidermis. It mediates most of the interactions between a plant and the environment. तो एनवायरनमेंट और प्लांट के दरमियान जो जितने भी इंटरेक्शंस होते हैं उन यानी एपिडर्मिस उनके दरमियान रहता है. एपिडर्मिस cells secrete a waxy substance called cuticle which coats waterproofs and protects the above ground parts of the plant. It helps prevent water loss, aberrations, infections, and damage from toxins. So here is this epidermis is concerned. It has very important functions. It protects the plant from water loss. It also protects it from infections and also from the damage from toxins. So it is a protective covering. Epidermal tissue includes several types of specialized cells: pigment cells, large irregular parenchyma cells which lay chloroplast. In these cells, chloroplast is usually absent, make up the majority of the epidermis. With epidermis, thousands of pairs of bean-shaped parenchyma, ground guard cells swells and shrink by osmosis. By osmosis to open and close stomata. Tiny cells which control the exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide gas and the release of water vapors. The lower surface of some leaves contain as many as 1 lakh stomata. Square centimeter, millions of square centimeters. So far as this stomata, it is present in this epidermis, or it provides a medium for action of gas and other materials. So it has two guard cells which open and close the stomata. So far as these, it is here. It is epidermis. It is epidermis. It is epidermis cells. Outermost covering in case of plant cell. This is epidermis cells. And there is next cover. There is several cells, and there is a third. That is chloroplast cells. This stomata is present here. Stomata where action of takes place. Stomata approaches here present, and it is guided. It is protected, or it is covered by two guard cells. Through in between there is stomata approaches where this exchange of gases takes place. So far as function of function of these epidermal cells. And the exchange material between the plant and the environment. So epidermal cells, it provides a medium for the exchange material between plant and environment. The epidermis above the ground organs leaves and system is involved in the gas exchange. So far as the gas exchange takes place, it takes place through these epidermal cells. So far as these are epidermal cells, there it is a exchange of gas takes place. This epidermal, it is epidermis layer where this exchange takes place. So far as this exchange, there are presence of stomata. In case there is also this epidermal layer where exchange of gases takes place. Epidermal ground organs, roots involved in the water and mineral uptake. So far as these are concerned in the ground, they are also involved in the exchange of this material in the ground. These epidermal cells, their material and this ions and this water takes place through these epidermal cells in case of roots also. So far as this is concerned, it is epidermis and outermost covering in case of plants. It exchange of various gases and also the ions and also the material also takes place through these epidermal cells. Second is ground tissue. Second is ground tissue system. Ground tissue system also called as fundamental tissue system. ये बुनियादी जो सिस्टम होता है या ग्राउंड लेवल पर जो होता है ग्राउंड टिश्यू सिस्टम, इसको हम फंडामेंटल टिश्यू सिस्टम भी कहते हैं. मेकस ऑफ मच ऑफ द इंटीरियर ऑफ प्लांट. प्लांट का जो अंदरूनी हिस्सा होता है, इट मेक्स मच मोर, इट मेड अप ऑफ दिस ग्राउंड टिश्यू. के बेसिक मेटाबॉलिक फंक्शन, जो बेसिक फंक्शन होते हैं वो इसी ग्राउंड टिश्यू में होते हैं. ग्राउंड टिश्यू इज सिस्टम प्रोवाइड सपोर्ट एंड मे स्टोर्स फूड एंड वाटर. इन दिस ग्राउंड टिश्यू देयर इज ऑल्सो इट प्रोवाइड्स, it also stores food and water. Ground tissue in roots may also store food. It also, that means it has also the function to store food in case of ground tissue. So far as the ground tissue system is concerned, it is from ground meristem or partially fluid or partially perivallum that forms the interior of the plant organs with the exclusion of epidermal and vascular tissue. It consists of simple ferment tissue like parenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma. Ground tissue system of leaves called mesophyllous. So far as functions of this tissue is concerned, the ground tissue of cell leaf called mesophyllous uses the energy and sunlight to synthesize sugars in process of is known as photosynthesis. ग्राउंड टिश्यू जो लीफ में होता है उसका मेसोफिल कहते हैं. यूजेस द एनर्जी एंड सनलाइट टू सिंथेसाइज शुगर्स. तो उसी वही यूज़ करते हैं कि सनलाइट को और यूज़ और बनाते हैं शुगर्स थ्रू द प्रोसेस ऑफ फोटोसिंथेसिस. द ग्राउंड टिश्यू ऑफ द सिस्टम कॉल्ड पिथ एंड कॉर्टिकस डेवलप सपोर्ट सेल्स टू होल्ड द यंग प्लांट ऑपरेट. तो जो ग्राउंड टिश्यू होता है किसमें सिस्टम में होता है, तो वो एक सपोर्टिंग सेल्स की तरह काम करता है और उसका टू होल्ड द यंग प्लांट ऑपरेट. प्लांट ऑपरेट पोजिशन में होता है, तो ये फंक्शन होता है कि ग्राउंड प्लांट टिश्यू की, ग्राउंड टिश्यू सिस्टम की होती है. तो इसमें ग्राउंड सिस्टम so far as it is has some important functions. In this ground tissue, it may contain as hypodermis, it may contain as corticus, it may contain endodermis, it may contain pericycle, pith, medullary, etc. So far as the vascular tissue is concerned, vascular tissue system, also called vascular tissue system, runs through the ground tissue inside a plant. Through it runs through the ground tissue inside the plant. Plant have vessels that transports water. In case of plants, there are vessels that transports water, minerals and nutrients. The vessels are the vascular tissues. जो vessels होते हैं वो भी vascular tissues ही होते हैं. And consist of xylem, phloem. इसमें असली होती हैं xylem, phloem होता है. Xylem, phloem are packaging together in bundles as shown. तो ये पैकेज होते हैं, पैकेड होते हैं xylem and phloem in case of this vascular tissue system. So far as this vascular tissue system होता है, फंक्शन क्या होती है उसकी, vascular tissue transports of water and dissolves substance inside the plant. vascular tissue के ट्रांसपोर्ट वाटर, जो वाटर रूट से आता है उसको ऊपर लेने में या प्लांट की हर हिस्से में पहुँचने में vascular tissue का रोल होता है. डिजॉल्व सबस्टेंस इनसाइड द प्लांट, और जो डिजॉल्व सबस्टेंस होते हैं उनको प्लांट के अंदर पहुँचाने में vascular tissue का ही रोल ज़्यादा होता है. The xylem carries water and tissue ions from the roots to the stem and leaves. Xylem जो होता है इसी vascular tissue में आता है, तो उसका xylem का यही काम होता है कि to carry water and dissolved ions from root, जो रूट से आता है उसको लीव्स तक लेने में या लीव्स तक पहुँचाने में ये इसी का रोल होता है कि xylem का. इनके फिर जब ये लीव्स में पहुँचता है तो वहाँ पर फोटोसिंथेसिस होती है, वहाँ पर कॉर्नसी भी होता है और इन प्रेजेंस ऑफ सनलाइट तो फोटोसिंथेसिस. तो बेसिक जो होता है वाटर रूट से ऊपर लेने में xylem हमारा अहम रोल अदा करता है. तो xylem इज ऑल्सो vascular tissue system, part of vascular tissue system. The phloem carries dissolved sugars from the leaves to all other parts of the plant. So far as the phloem there present in the vascular tissue, there is phloem. Phloem, the function of phloem is to carry dissolved sugars, जिसका काम ये होता है कि जो भी डिजॉल्व शुगर्स होते हैं उनको लीव से लेकर तमाम प्लांट की हर एक लीव हर एक पार्ट तक पहुँचाने में इसी वस्क्यूलर टिश्यू या इस फ्लोएम का अहम रोल होता है और ये हर एक जगह पहुँचाता है. ये इन चीज़ों की वजह से फिर प्लांट का वो गुज़ा मैसर होती है. तो so far as this vascular it has two main parts. It is xylem which carries water and dissolved ions from the root to the leaves, and there is phloem which take the dissolved sugars or food from leaves to all parts of the plant. So it is vascular tissue system. It is sufficient today. Thank you.